Palestinians to have a state of their own. There are many leaders in the within the Palestinians. They are able to talk to us. You're behind doors, not on the gallery. But the Palestinian leaders have a problem. And the problem is how to be or how not to be less forthcoming than was Arafat. Arafat has given and has agreed at a certain time for peace agreement, delineation of lines, of borders, and exchange of territories and this. But at the last moment, he dropped it in way plantation.
Simply or partially because you refused to accept the 1967 borders.
Listen, the 67 borders is by the UN declaration should be corrected according to the 343 and 338, 242, 338 resolution. It says specifically borders or the Israeli should go back to the borders of main 67 borders, but corrections should be made in order to take into account security of the State of Israel.
Your Excellency, let's talk Israelo-American relationship. The Republican presidential hopeful Mitt Romney says, quote, that President Barack Obama has thrown Israel under the bus. It is a truism that since Barack Obama came to power, relationship with Israel has been strained. In fact, he has had a bitter relationship with your Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. Where can this Americano-Israel backlash land the world into?
The way you put it, it's according to the information you gathered, of course. But I think diplomacy is much more in the, it's not a black and white.
So, Your Excellency, you mean to tell me that the public image of Barack Obama's foreign policy with Israel is not what diplomatically is going on, if I may follow the spirit of your words?
Absolutely. Many Israelis consider Barack Obama as a very good friend of the state of Israel and of the people of Israel. The fact is that, and he declared himself a few days ago, unfortunately, I couldn't solve the problem of the Middle East in this term. Hopefully, I'll do it in my next term. Hopefully, he is hopeful to gain the election, of course. But I think the atmosphere and the prerequisite from the Palestinians was not, the Palestinians were not ready. They felt that they worked with them. They felt they can do unilaterally the declaration. It will serve them more than coming into negotiation with us. So I think Barack Obama and the US administration has decided not to push too much, neither the Palestinians nor the Israelis. After all, they said, listen, if you don't want to negotiate, we will not force you. It's up to you, both sides, Israeli and Palestinian. If you don't find a way, I'm sorry, I cannot do it. That's what he said. Okay. So, but I don't think it's sometimes there are pressures, sometimes there are exchange of views, but all in all, many Israelis, as far as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Israel, we consider the relationship between US and Israel right now one of the best at any time.
The best at any time?
One of the best. Yes.
Are you sure if I ask you this same question off the microphone, you will tell me the same answer?
Well, of course, of course. I'm not hiding anything, and I'm not... the relationship between the two countries, when I say relationship between two countries, I don't pinpoint a singular item. I take all commercial, security, exchange of information, and understanding.
Intelligence.
Intelligence, of course. The best at any time. The best at any time. Take my word.
Your Excellency, let us talk regional issues. Israel detests, hates Iran becoming a nuclear power. Syria is talking of nuclear weapons. Other countries are changing. Are you preparing a military intervention to prove your supremacy in the region?
Well, you see...
on what Americans qualify as stubborn nations or rogue states?
I'll tell you something. We see eye to eye with Americans, with Europeans, and with other Arab countries the danger of Iran being nuclear. The question is, how do you tackle it?
Do you envisage a military attack?
Not for the moment, but we cannot discard this option because we want to exploit.
All options are on the table.
All options are on the table. And I think the options of putting pressure on Iran, economic pressure and financial pressure on Iran, works a little bit. We can see now that they are under pressure. But whether it will work and they will decide on their own to stop their program to militarize and being nuclear, military speaking, because they want to erase the state of Israel, as the President Ahmadinejad said, Israel should be erased from the map. That's what he said. And we have to take his words very seriously and to protect ourselves and to make sure that he will never have a military option as far as nuclear weapon is concerned.
How would the state of Israel like the Arab awakening to end?
We would like the Arab awakening to end in a process of democratization and human rights all over. We would like the freedom of speech and freedom of press to be in every single Arab state. When we will have this situation, I'm sure we will have better exchange between Israelis at various levels, academic, intellectuals, people, commerce, culture, whatever. Because by not knowing your neighbor, you become a hidden enemy, if not an outspoken enemy. And we want to have this kind of free exchange with all strata of the population in order to reinforce the possibilities of understanding and talking to each other. Once they come, I can assure you, the option of war will disappear from our region.
Miki Abel, the Israeli ambassador to Cameroon, thanks very much for accepting to be guest on Globe Watch today.
Thank you for having me.
And as usual, if you want more on this and other stories, just go to our website, www.crtv.cm. You can equally post your comments by just going to our Facebook forum, GlobeWatch at facebook.crtv.cm. I will be yours in a moment. And that brings us to the end of our program today. Next week, our World Affairs correspondent Funka Muta Bobenat will be here, plus our North America editor Yoe Esapebong, as the Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney prepares to take the election 2012 beyond the American borders. I wish to thank the Israeli embassy here in Yaoundé, Cameroon, for providing human resources and the venue for today's program. On behalf of the entire production crew, made up as usual of extraordinary men and women, thanks very much for watching today's program. See you next week.